What an excellent discussion. And yes, and we all know we need good policing. That's for sure. I know when Jeff, when you mentioned, as I listened to you talk, I did not want the audience to forget that the George Floyd statue is in Tom Bass Park. That sacrifice that he made, and the movement that came as a result of it. Now, we're still waiting on the George Floyd Policing Act, and for that pardon that we never did get, what have you. I just wanted to make sure that we have our own things that we can do, and we don't want to ever forget. In the showroom, if someone is here, you can always, those pictures, the photograph from the unveiling is always here on display. And for those folk that are in the audience tonight, I want you to be able to walk around and take a look and not remember. But Sharita, who's founder of the 929 Foundation, will have just a few words or what have you. She is a relative of George Floyd and keeps the movement going.
Yes. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Good evening, everyone. As she said, my name is Dr. Sharita McGee, and I am one of the founders of the 929 Foundation. We started it shortly after George was murdered to try to keep his legacy alive. And I remember just like yesterday, we were actually in the middle of the trial when we were reached out to write letters and to work towards getting the pardon. The board had recommended it, and then I remember them rescinding it, and they said it was based on procedural errors. So we still don't know specifically why that happened. But the good news sort of is that they said after 2 years that we could reapply for it again. So we are planning to do that. But as she stated, George's birthday is October the 14th. We try to do something to always sort of make sure people don't forget the sacrifice that he made, and we are continuing to work towards trying to get the George Floyd Policing Act passed. Traveling around the country and being involved with other organizations as well. I just came back from California with a group, and they are actually have done some things in reference to decertification of police officers. They actually have a board there where officers, after they've been fired, then they also work towards actually getting them decertified so they can't be police officers anywhere else. So I'm excited about some of the things that I found as I work with other organizations, and hopefully some of those things we can bring back here. The best work we can do sometimes is those things that are right around in our own communities, locally and in our own state. And as we're waiting for the federal act to be passed, there's still work that we can do otherwise.
Today I sit at a conversation with George. It's a statue we installed at Tom Bass Park in honor of George Perry Floyd Jr. This beautiful installation gives folks an opportunity to sit with him and reflect on his life, his legacy, and the work that remains. Floyd's killing and the killings of Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and so many others sparked a nationwide movement. A movement fueled by 400 years of blacks pleading to have America's knee taken off their necks. If I could have a conversation with George Floyd today, I would let him know, Mr. Floyd, your life mattered. I know this because 8 days after your murder, 60,000 people took to the streets of downtown Houston. They demanded justice in your name. This scene was repeated across the country and around the world. People began to acknowledge what black people have been living for 155 years. They lifted up your memory because you were one of our own, a gentle giant, a proud graduate of Jack Yates High School, an athlete and a mentor. You were too young to have given much thought to your legacy, but my God, what a legacy you have left behind. George Perry Floyd Jr., you did not die in vain. You ignited a movement across the nation. Your death pulled back the curtains on how America criminalizes poverty, substance use, and mental illness. It revealed the crisis of over-policing, exposed our two-tiered system of justice that favors the wealthy. And after your funeral, Harris County passed a package of criminal justice reforms that previously would have been impossible. Not only policing reforms, but also holistic change, moving away from a discriminatory system of mass incarceration and toward a broader vision of true community safety. We work hard to relieve police of first responder duties when it comes to substance use, mental health, and poverty. Our holistic assistance response team is already exceeding expectations, diverting 911 calls so people in crisis get the help they need. We're pushing back to end that cash bail system. We're bolstering indigent defense. And along with HEART, we created a community-led gun violence reduction program. Your death opened the door to policies and practices that will protect us all. Your death forced a gut check on our funding priorities, and your death forced us to reckon with the long history of racism underpinning the systems that led to your murder. We are making progress, but we are not done yet. When I sit here and reflect on all that's happened these past 3 years, I want you to know I'm more committed than ever to continue this work. In Harris County, your home county, we believe in justice for all, and we will continue pushing to create a county that lives these values.